the line. When every one of them is giving up and giving in, tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from our sin? Will it? Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I bleed it heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're
cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I've said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to break, cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I find the answers aren't so clear. Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I found bliss in ignorance. Nothing seems to go away. Over and over again. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to break, cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to break, cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Last week, Lunatank attacked me before our match. To me, that's the act of a coward. He knew, in his heart of hearts, that he couldn't beat me clean, so he had to injure me. He injured my back, and not only that, he damn near ended my career, injuring my back. So now, the question is, what's next for Chris Davidson? Well, I can tell you this right now. Lunatank will regret attacking me, and I will get my revenge.
Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to break, cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I find the answers aren't so clear.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AWE Next Level number 4. Today, we're going to tie up all the loose ends leading into Quest for Gold. Who's going to challenge King Neon for his AWE World Championship? We're going to find out today. We've got 4 matches on the card. The first being Henry Mack versus Simba the Great's replacement in the tournament. He is a mystery man. Today, we have no idea who it is. And I don't think we've ever heard this music before. Who is it going to be?
I'll land the moon, but I'll break free. Fire in your eyes, you're burning red.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following the AWE Instagram, you may have noticed a 59-second long video on there with this very image and this very song playing in the background. And it said Jersey on it. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but maybe it has something to do with this mystery superstar. And it looks like it might. He is the Jersey Devil, Atlas Liger. And he's here to challenge Henry Mack. This match is a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first man to pick up 2 falls over their opponent will win.
Days of rust, nights of rain. Kingdom
This is the first we're going to see of Atlas Liger in AWE. Keep in mind, he is going against the inaugural AWE World Heavyweight Champion. That is a big task, and it will be a big accomplishment if he picks up the victory over Henry Mack here today. Now, since Henry Mack has lost his title, he's been relatively quiet on the scene. So this is the first that we're going to get to see of him as he embarks on his journey to regain his title. And these 2 men circling the ring, feeling each other out, and they lock up. Battle of strength here, and it looks like Atlas Liger gets the knee to the gut, gets a side headlock on Henry Mack, and an elbow right on the dome. There's a kick to the gut, and he hooks the leg. There's the fisherman suplex. That is a lot of weight to be thrown around. Atlas Liger could be a very powerful competitor in AWE. There's the Samoan drop from Atlas Liger, showing off that power once again. He's trying to prove he is a grown man, and he ain't got no time to be playing these games. And if Atlas Liger could pick up the first fall in this match, imagine where his standing amongst the roster would be. I mean, he would have technically a pinfall or submission victory over Henry Mack. And there's the flying elbow. Never even touched the ring on his way in. And now he's staring down Henry Mack. He just pierced the heart of Henry Mack. And he may be in trouble. Atlas Liger lurking, begging Henry Mack to get back to his feet. And there it is, the cutter. I do believe he calls that the Devil's Cut. And he's going to hook the leg.
1, 2, 3.
And he got the first fall in this match. Atlas Liger is up 1-0 on the former AWE World Champion. Where does that put him in relation to other superstars in the roster? Only time will tell. And there's a nice reversal from Henry Mack. He's all riled up because he doesn't like losing. Taunting Atlas Liger. Don't know what he went for there, but he's picking him up. And he spins him in midair. Believe that's called the crash landing. And it could pick him up. And it will. It picks up the second fall in this match. We're off to a quick start here in this first match of the show. The next man to get a pinfall or submission victory, well, they're going to be moving on to the next round, ladies and gentlemen. And Atlas Liger, a look of scorn on his face. He is not having it. He wants to prove his worth in this company. And Henry Mack taunting him once again. And Atlas Liger maybe showing him a little bit of respect after eating a crash landing. Henry Mack wanted a test of strength. Looks Looks like it's going to be collar and elbow. And Atlas Liger gets the flying complete shot. Perfect form and technique from Atlas Liger. And now stomping away at Henry Mack. This could be the beginning of the end for former AWE World Champion Henry Mack. And he's got that foot. Drops it into the mat. Foot DDT. Excruciatingly painful, especially if you have bad knees, ladies and gentlemen. One of these men will go on to face D4 in the second round. And Atlas Liger takes a nasty spill to the outside. Henry Mack rolls through. Taunting Atlas Liger, he wants him up. And there it is, the flying clothesline. I don't know that we've ever seen Henry Mack take to the skies, but his back is against the wall, and he wants that title back. He wants to prove that he hasn't fell off and he hasn't lost it.
2, 3, 4.
And Liger making his way back up to his feet, and there it is, the drop kick. The shotgun drop kick from Atlas Liger, and the Jersey Devil is looking to make an imprint on this match. Willing Henry Mack back up to his feet. He wants to get him back in the ring and pin him once and for all. And you can see the gears turning in the mind of Atlas Liger. Thinking, oh no, stunner from Henry Mack out of nowhere. He could have been lying in wait for that one. And there's a 2 count, but he doesn't get the 3. 2.5, 2.9, whatever you want to call it. Atlas Liger resiliently kicked out of that stunner attempt. And it's going to take a little bit more than that, Henry Mack. And showing off the impressive athleticism and agility with a kip up there. A little bit of showboating, going for another crash landing. But Atlas Liger's eaten one too many of those. And there it is, Blansom DDT in the mat. Offense from Atlas Liger, but he can't get the 3 count. And he's angry. He's wondering, what is it going to take to put this man away? He's getting Henry Mack's absolute best right now. This is the same Henry Mack that we saw win the world title on the first episode of Next Level. And he's back. But he might not be. There's a devil's cut. Oh my God. He could pick up the 3rd fall. But I think he may be doubting himself. He's going out of the ring, looking for more offense. He wants to make sure that he's going to put Henry Mack away. I think that devil's cut maybe could have sealed the deal. But you see Henry Mack, he's still conscious. He's still rolling around. But there's a flying body splash. Once again didn't touch the ring on the way in. And the cover and a kick out at 2.5 from Henry Mack. Showing the resiliency, showing why he still deserves to be at the top of many fans' polls. Any ranking or tier list done on AWE Superstars, he believes to be right up there, top 3. And he's such a historic performer for AWE.
4.
He carried the company for 27 days before dropping the title to King Neon. And he rolls out of the way of the elbow. And Atlas Liger wasn't expecting that. There's the super kick, caught him. Maybe a little bit on the cheek there, enough to stagger him. And we've seen this before. This is how he beat D4 on the first episode. His swinging side slam. That could do it.
2, 3.
And it does. Henry Mack. Henry Mack is going on to face D4 in the second round. A hard-fought battle. These two just put on a clinic. Both of these men deserve all the respect in the world and all the credit that you can give them, because these two men, I tell you, these two men should be in that top tier if you're making any sort of rankings list. Crash landing there from Henry Mack. Seeing the replay, that was the second fall of the match. And there it is, the shotgun drop kick. Devastating from Atlas Liger. Let's get a slow motion. And the swinging side slam would seal the deal, and it was inevitable. I tell you what, these two men, they have 10 matches. I say Henry Mack maybe takes 6. There's not too much separation between these two as far as talent and athleticism goes. And here's your updated bracket, ladies and gentlemen. You see Henry Mack and D4 will square off, and that's coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to imagine that that match that was filmed in the same day will have an effect on Henry Mack. He changed shirts because, you know, you're rolling all over the ground, you're getting dirty, you want to feel clean for your next match. So he went and he got groomed up, but he looks like he's in fighting shape. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bracket. This is the updated bracket. You see Nick Alexander and Lunatank at the top. They're going to fight after this match. And the winner of that match will go on to face the winner of this match in the finals. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the precisionist, D4. You see his record is 2-3. I don't really think that represents the work that he puts in and the matches that he puts on. I think he's had some unlucky turn of events happen to him, and today he has the chance to right all of those wrongs. Taking an in-depth look at D4, his finisher, the kill shot. We've all seen it. He put away King Neon, put away Chris Davidson. He's a striker, and his record's 2-3. And I think these men are ready to go at it in this Falls Count Anywhere match. D4 pursuing Henry Mack, but Henry Mack maybe trying to play a little bit of mind games. He's one of the best in the business when it comes to that. And these two men have squared off once before, but it was in a fatal 4-way elimination match. So not too much one-on-one time, and there's the German suplex, putting him right on his neck. And another German suplex. D4 eating some suplexes early on. I don't know if he was ready for this fight that Henry Mack is bringing today. And he gets him in the side headlock, but Henry Mack has the strength advantage, and there it is, the back suplex puts D4 on his face. Maybe was trying to turn that into a crossbody. But we all know D4 is one of the best when it comes to lying in wait for his opponent. And he looks for that critical chink in the armor, so to speak, and then he attacks and he strikes, and he does it with precision. It says so on his merchandise. Link in the description below. Actually, not a link, but a phone number to call if you want to get some merch. Anyway, that's besides the point. We have a match going on right now, a very crucial match to this tournament and to the #1 contender who will face King Neon at Quest for Gold. And there is just an athletic kick from D4. I don't even know how he took an angle. I don't know what avenue he drove down to make his foot land on Henry Mack's face, but it worked. I mean, this guy, it seems like every time he steps foot in the ring, he pulls out something different, and there's a super kick. Could have got him in the gut, I'm not sure. But we've all seen this move, a backstabber from D4, and he's rolling. Going for the early cover, and I think we all knew that wasn't going to be enough. And Henry Mack rocking D4 with some strikes and just a suplex. Textbook, put him on his back. And Henry Mack going for the knee strike, but he whiffed. And D4 turns it into a quick enziguri out of nowhere. The athleticism is unreal right now. And he's pushing Henry Mack out of the ring. And we've seen his shoe came out. What? And he throws it, and he missile drop kick. But it looks like he could have took himself out too. Let's get an instant replay of that. Slow motion, makes contact, and he just eats the ground. Oh my goodness, the amount of bacteria that he just swallowed is probably just unreal. Puts Henry Mack on his knee. Not enough to put Henry Mack on his butt, however, as he's still on a knee. And there's a knee strike. I think that could do the job for D4. He goes for the cover 1 and 2. And just a quick kick out from Henry Mack. I don't think D4 was expecting that. Runs and gets back in the ring. Looks like, well, I hope he's not thinking about diving. I don't know what he was thinking about, but Henry Mack was thinking about getting back in the ring. And they're going to lock up again. And Henry Mack has the full Nelson applied, but D4, he's pretty good with his craft, and he just sits it down. He knows how to make. There it is, another enziguri. And he hits Henry Mack in the stomach, but just look at the strength advantage that Henry Mack has and the size advantage that he has over D4. And we've seen this, we just saw it against Atlas Liger. He's going for the crash landing, and D4 smacks his head against the mat very, very hard. But will it be enough to pick up the win?
1, 2, 3.
And a kick out at 2.5. D4 looks like he's coming back into consciousness. Henry Mack having some words about D4, and D4, that crash landing just took a lot out of him as he's just inching his way to Henry Mack, but Henry Mack is still on his feet. But he did get Henry Mack in the gut, enough to make him fall down, and he kicks him in the leg. And he gets the sliding knee trigger on Henry Mack, and he's going to roll him over. What's he going for?
Picture perfect.
And he said picture perfect, and we've seen it, the frog splash. And he makes great impact on Henry Mack, and there's a 2 count. But he won't get the 3 today. Maybe next time, young fella. Staggers out of the ring. And we usually know what happens after the frog splash. Ladies and gentlemen, telling Henry Mack to get up. It's almost as if he goes into this dark place. And he runs up. There's the spear. That was picture perfect as well. And he goes for the cover.
1, 2. And rope.
And the ref, for some reason, is calling rope break in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Somebody's going to have a talk with that guy. D4. He's malicious. And he's relentless. And there's the knee trigger. Oh my God. On Henry Mack. Somebody better check on him, make sure he's okay. Golly, it looks like he just woke up from the hardest nap in pre-cal that anybody's ever taken.
Get up.
Golly. Struggling to get back to his feet. D4 saying, lucky I didn't pin you. You should have pinned him, D4. And he goes to put his head inside of the ring, and he doesn't get it. Henry Mack slings him in the ring. But D4 is going to take his opportunity. Being the veteran that he is, he's going to roll out of the ring. There are no countouts because it's Falls Count Anywhere, and he's taking advantage of the stipulation. And that's all he's doing. Buying himself some time getting some distance from Henry Mack, but there's a super kick. He's so quick and he's so fast, it's almost hard to see him coming, and there's a shoulder block. Oh my God. The weight distribution is not fair, but D4 wants to ride this roller coaster, but is he even tall enough to ride? I don't know. Last time, the tale of the tape said he was 5'7", but we all know how people fudge the numbers on that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God.
No.
Henry Mack trying to submit D4 right now. And D4 trying to show his strength and get his feet underneath him. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. But he does get Henry Mack away from him and create some separation so that he can recover. And he told us that he takes Sugar Bear hair products. It looks like I don't know what I don't have much to say about it. Knee to the gut, and he runs off the wall and forearms Henry Mack. Okay, we've never seen that. That's a first for us. Cameraman doing some sloppy work. It looks like we may have missed a move. Thanks, camera guy. There's a forearm to the back of Henry Mack. D4 was to put Henry Mack on that tire, and I don't know if he did, but sure looks like it. And we've seen this tire come into play before in the exact same way, actually. D4 brought it in and threw it on Nick Alexander, and he does the same here with Henry Mack. And he's going for the pinfall outside the ring, but it didn't get him very far.
What the hell, man?
You cannot forget that these two men are
Is it gonna
just some of the best that AWE has to offer. They're gonna put on a show, and they're gonna whip each other's ass. Oh my God! A pedigree on the ground, and he's going for a pin attempt, and he gets the two. D4 back to his feet, and a knee trigger right to the face of Henry Mack. Oh my God! I don't understand the athleticism that was just on display. He kipped up and then ran. And it looks like he was going for a scissor kick, and he definitely didn't. He didn't kick Henry Mack in the face, but Henry Mack kicked him in the back of the head, and we know what that leads to. Stunner! Oh my God! Turning D4 inside out, and he's going for the cover. Ref a little quick with the count there. His shoulder wasn't even on the ground. Oh well, I guess falls count anywhere. Referee getting just some sexy angles here. Henry Mack back in the ring. Maybe trying to invite D4 into the ring as well. He did just hit one of his signature series of moves on D4, so I imagine D4 probably shouldn't roll in there, being as groggy as he is, but he's going to do it anyway because he doesn't care what the commentator thinks. He's going for the swinging side slam, but he reverses it into a DDT out of nowhere. This could be the beginning of the end for Henry Mack, but it's not, and Henry Mack rolls him into a cover of his own. D4 just going to get out of the ring. I think that very good, very smart play there. And he just turns his back and hits the senton on Henry Mack. We've never really seen that. But we've seen this, and he goes for the kill shot. Oh my God, he may have tweaked his knee there. When you come down with that much force and you hit any substance, any platform at all, it's going to hurt your leg if you don't make contact with someone's head. It looks like he is having trouble putting weight on that left leg, and we'll see how that affects this matchup. It could be a very huge turning point for this match that could give Henry Mack the advantage that he needs to pull out all the stops here against D4. And D4 looks like he's going to that tire. It's almost like a safe place to him, helping him stand up, but there's a shoulder block from Henry Mack. And Henry Mack is standing on the tire, and he jumps off. It looks like he put the knee right in the side of D4 there. That probably knocked his wind out. D4 trying to make his way back to his feet. This has just been one hell of a match. A very violent and gruesome match. Taking a lot. And a lazy stunner from Henry Mack. And D4 is propped up on that tire, trying to get a reprieve from the action. And Henry Mack steamrolls and knees D4 right in the face, brother. And he's going for the pin on the tire. But D4 very, very dramatically kicks out. And Henry Mack looks like he's going. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to take a drink of my water. Henry Mack looks like he's going for another weapon. There are no disqualifications in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So we could literally see anything, anywhere. They could go through the drive-thru of McDonald's and, you know, people are trying to order a number 2 large-size combo meal, and they're just brawling right there in the drive-thru. That could happen. And D4 looks like he's trying to go for a kill shot. That looks like a risky move at this point. And he goes for it. Oh my God, he just... It's almost like his mouth wanted to emit a sound, but it wasn't. It just didn't, it couldn't come out. That's how in pain D4 is right now. And Henry Mack swings that chair, and he hits D4 right square on the shoulders, on his upper back. And now he's setting it up. That doesn't look like a very friendly structure. And he rams D4's face right into it. And it looks like the chair may have even, it sounded like, the chair may have even ripped. Or maybe D4's pants ripped. Something ripped, ladies and gentlemen. And it wasn't me.
No, no, come on now. Come on.
He's going for a pin on D4. And a lazy, lackadaisical kick out from D4. But Henry Mack didn't hook the leg. And D4 still struggling to stand up with that leg. It's bothering him. And I'm telling you, if Henry Mack can take advantage, and it looks like he is, he's very comedically asking if D4 is okay. And D4, I'm sure, is very just ticked off right now because Henry Mack is poking fun at D4. Henry Mack just torturing D4 at this point. D4 trying to do everything he can to get back to a solid base, but he's at a huge disadvantage right now because he has one leg and Henry Mack has two legs. It looks like he did enough to get Henry Mack on the ground, and he's going to roll him over, and I can imagine all the things that are going through D4's head right now, and none of them look pretty. And he hits a miniature swanton, rolling senton, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to get good form on a swanton from that height. But it's not enough to keep Henry Mack down, who never backs down. Bars. And Henry Mack back up to his feet before D4. And is he going for a crash landing on the tire? D4 evades, and he gets Henry Mack down to the tire. It's a shot on the tire. My goodness, this could definitely be it, and it is. A 3 count. I don't know anyone. I don't think John Cena could kick out. Oh, that's I don't think anybody could kick out of that a kill shot on a tire. Ladies and gentlemen, tires don't feel good to put your face on. We're going through these replays, but I'm still very, very just flabbergasted at this point. There's the stunner. And let's get a look at it one more time. Off one foot, manages to stomp Henry Mac's face into the side of that tire and pick up the 3 count. The only bad thing about that for D4 is now he has to go on with that leg today and face another tough. He's gonna have to face either Nick Alexander or Lunatic. In literally moments, he has enough time to go backstage, maybe get it checked out, and a change of clothes, obviously. And then he has to be here and he has to fight one of these men. And neither one of them, both of them are going to take advantage. And you see Lunatank is sitting at 2-1. That's a pretty good record. His only loss coming from the Fatal 4-Way when he was triple powerbomb and three separate men pinned him, and that's his only loss. So good luck. And you see his finisher, the choke slam. We've seen that. He's definitely a grappler. He loves to. You don't want to get in too close, or you're going to find yourself landing on a part of your body that you don't want to. And coming out next, we all know the theme song. It's going to be the Bulletproof Nick Alexander. The last we saw of Nick Alexander on Next Level number 3, he was facing off against Cody Cole in Cody's debut match. And that put him up to 2-2 previously. Before that match, he was 1-2. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is a no disqualification match. You can call it a hardcore match, an Extreme Rules match, you can call it whatever kind of match. Basically, there are a bunch of weapons underneath that very ring, and I can imagine all the things going through each one of these men's brains right now. And Nick Alexander, his finisher is that FMJ forearm that he hits, and he's definitely big in the striking department. Put it that way. And he's already, the clap hasn't even begun. And he's looking for a weapon already, and he's going to get in, and he's going to cut the music off himself. And he's just going to town on Lunatank very early in this match, and you see the locker room, the AWE locker room, is in attendance because they want to find out, even those who have lost in this tournament, they want to find out who is going, nice suplex from Lunatic, who is going to face King Neon, because whoever wins that match is going to have a huge target on their back moving forward. And Lunatank hits Nick Alexander right on the back of the neck with that weapon. And I can already tell this weapon is going to become someone's favorite toy by the end of the day. Keep in mind and Lunatank had 2 weapons in hand. I imagine Nick Alexander just hurt some part of his body. It looked very painful. Maybe don't try to jump out the ring at a guy holding a steel chair and some kind of bat-looking thing. Maybe don't try to jump on that guy. Just saying. Nick Alexander, this is the first time we've ever seen this steel chair, and I feel like it's going to become a mainstay, and it's going to become a staple of AWE, and many people are probably going to get their backs and faces caved in with this very steel chair. So we're going to name this steel chair Sally. So both of these men want to take Sally out right now for a date. It looks like Lunatank is going to be the one doing so, as he jabs Nick Alexander, and Sally just making her presence felt here. And she has a big appetite, and she just ate the ankle of Nick Alexander. Lunatank going to town on that left leg. That's eerily similar to what just happened to D4 earlier when he faced Henry Mack. And he managed to come out on top, but I don't know if Nick Alexander will be as lucky. He uses that left foot to evade, to counter, to get Lunatank somewhat on the ground. And Lunatank, still a little groggy, takes a kick to his right knee and a punch to the back of the head. And now Nick Alexander is courting Sally. What a little hussy.
Fair play, bitch.
Oh my god. He just stomped in Lunatank's right foot. So, I mean, it's just everybody's getting their legs hurt today, ladies and gentlemen. King Neon should have just easy money at Quest for Gold if any of these injuries are very serious. Lunatank grabs hold of Sally. It looks like he's going to use her to attack that same leg, that knee this time, of Nick Alexander. Now, I imagine it's going to be hard for Nick Alexander to stand up or hit any knee strikes or do any sort of lifting moves or any moves where he has to get very high off the ground. Or it's going to be hard for him to run. And then Lunatank has some crazy things. He stomped the head of Nick Alexander in. It looks like he's going for the sequel. Nope, stomps the fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, forget your AWE Superstar ranking list. I think Sally's the most dangerous on the roster. He stomps the left foot of Nick Alexander again. Hey, don't throw Sally that way. I will come through the screen. So help me. Nick Alexander just trying to get away from Lunatank. Trying to just get some distance, because if you, I said it before and I'll say it again, if you let yourself get too close to Lunatank, you're going to find yourself on the bad end of some moves that you don't want to take. And he's torturing that left leg, targeting it. Nick Alexander just trying to fight his way out. This is one of the, if it definitely is, the most hardcore episode that we have had. And I tell you, there's still another match. And the stipulation in that match, I promise you it's going to be hardcore.
No.
And we know D4 is in the final match of this tournament. One of these men is going to go, and they're going to have themselves one hell of a war with D4 after this is all said and done. And Lunatank waylaying, this time the right leg of Nick Alexander. And you see the shirt of Lunatank says, "I am the weapon." I think Sally's the weapon, but Lunatank's a close second. And he wants Nick Alexander back to his feet so he can go for that devastating chokeslam that we've seen so many times. And look at the height on that chokeslam. That could most definitely be it. But I think Lunatank may still be hurting in that right leg, and it may cost him a pinfall here. I'm telling you, that leg cost Lunatank the match, because it gave Nick Alexander just that split second of recovery time that he needed to be able to regain his ability to kick out. Both of these men have just beat the hell out of each other, and Sally's been a big part of that. One of these men, I promise you, we've seen this before, the pop-up power bomb from Lunatank, and he's still feeling the effects on that right foot. I'm telling you, that could be his downfall. He's gonna have to come up with something better than a choke slam to put Nick Alexander away here today. And just beating the chest of Nick Alexander, pulling his arm away, saying, "No, sir, you're not going to block this. I guarantee you." He's taking the right leg of Nick Alexander, and he just threw it into that pole. And I think the cameraman's going to show you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This time taking the left leg. And you see Nick Alexander a little bit more cautious with that one, because that's the one that has been attacked all match. These two are back and forth, waylaying each other. One of them is going to go on and face D4, and I can't give you an honest prediction right now. They've been so back and forth, and he's torquing and he's twisting the left ankle of Nick Alexander. And I imagine Lunatank has some evil thoughts, just laying the leg over the back of Nick Alexander. Some evil thoughts going through his brain right now. And it looks like he's going for some sort of submission. And Nick Alexander waving his hand, trying to keep the blood flow to his brain. Oh my God, it looks like Nick Alexander just bit the side of the ring. That's the hardest part of the ring, obviously. It looks like he just bit that. Lunatank, I hope we can get another look at this. Lunatank just absolutely murdered the mouth. Let's get a slow motion. Oh my God, the skull bouncing off the side of the ring. I'm telling you, if he were to make that his finisher, I don't think too many people are going to kick out of it. And we've seen this going for the chokeslam on Sally, poor Sally, and he's gonna go for the cover, and I imagine he's gonna get it, and he will. Lunatank is moving on to the finals to face D4. Put an asterisk beside this win for Lunatank and put Sally, because Sally, I'm telling you, she put in the finest of work for him. As you see right here, stomping and just caving the skull in. So, I'm telling you, Lunatank just opened up a can of whoop ass like nobody has ever opened in AWE. And you know, I feel bad for D4 because he has to face a lunatic who is also a tank. Yes, that's the name origin. Now let's get a closer look at just Nick Alexander's lip and nose seem to be bleeding right now, and he seems to not know where the hell he's at. And I wouldn't either. And as you can see, we're about to have Lunatank D4 one-on-one, and you'll find the stipulation out in a minute.
I know your soul is not tainted, even though you've been told so. Can you hear the rumble? Can you hear the rumble that's calling? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event this evening. I cannot stress to you how important this match is to both of these men. Lunatank, record 3-1, and D4. We've seen D4 come up short so many times. It's his chance. As we get a closer look at Lunatank, it's his chance to do the thing that he's been trying to do and been so close to doing on multiple occasions since we've been introduced to him. And for Lunatank, it seems almost inevitable that if he goes one-on-one with King Neon. I don't see King Neon coming out on top. And you see the locker room, Nick Alexander has the nose plug in. They want to be a part of this audience. They want to see who the #1 contender is going to be. And I'm telling you, these two men are about to square off. And when they do so, it's going to be in a last man standing match. The only way to win is you have to make your opponent lay on the ground for 10 seconds. Do you know how difficult that is? And do you know the lengths that these men will go to make sure that their opponent stays on the ground for 10 seconds? It's going to be very difficult. And I promise you, whatever these men have to do to go face King Neon at Quest for Gold, they're going to do it. So enough build, enough said. Let's get into it. These men are fighting, and there's the nice slam from Lunatank. But D4 pops right back up to his feet and hits the nice Enziguri. And D4's rolling already in a back suplex. Just a backdrop there from D4. And he's going to lock up with Lunatank. I'm not sure he wants to have a collar and elbow tie-up with Lunatank. And he definitely does not, as Lunatank puts him on his back. Maybe some of his neck. Lunatank still shaking loose. Going for a chokeslam early on in the match. D4 hits him with an elbow, and there's a forearm. And there is a knee trigger to the face of Lunatank. I'm telling you, these two men have never squared off one-on-one. They've never been in the same ring as each other for about more than 15 seconds. So it's very interesting to see how these two will match up. And I feel like this is a match that could go on and could happen and could occur multiple times throughout the history of AWE. And D4 has the armbar cinched in. But Lunatank just showing the raw power and strength. Power bombs D4.
1,
Once again, don't
2,
allow yourself to get in too close
3.
to Lunatank. You want to get in, get some offense in as quickly as possible, and get out of there. Because he's going to bring you in, and he's going to murder you with, oh my god, package pile driver. Plants D4 right on his head.
1.
Lunatank is going to pull you in, and he's going to do all of these devastating maneuvers, and in about 10 minutes you're going to find yourself with another number, another digit in that right column for you. You're going to lose. Plain and simple. Lunatank going back to the weapon. And you see D4, that leg maybe just bothering him a little bit. I think he got some pretty good treatment backstage. Oh my god, just a pipe. Just a weapon right to the gut and the back. And there's old Sally. Lunatank bringing out old Sally. And D4, I'm sure he watched that match. I'm sure he doesn't want any part of old Sally. And it looks like Lunatank just hit him in the hand. We've never seen this weapon. Now, we don't have to name this one, but I imagine it could do some damage as well. D4 once again. You've seen it so many times. Playing possum, waiting on Lunatank, and he attacks. And did you just hear the impact that pan made with Lunatank's back? And he throws Lunatank out of the ring, and we know what he likes to do here. And there it is. He makes solid contact on the shoulder of Lunatank. His arm is probably numb at this point. Makes solid contact with the shoulder of Lunatank and his right knee.
Merry Christmas.
And he says, Merry Christmas. And just takes Lunatank down to one knee. Lunatank limping around. Looks like an old man. D4 says, hold this for me. Oh my god. These two men are beating the hell out of each other. But Lunatank still, after all of that, still hasn't just been on the ground unconscious. And D4, you just lost some respect because you threw Sally out of the ring. Now, you gotta learn how to treat a lady, you know?
Come on.
D4 saying, well, come on. I mean, I agree. Let's see some more action. This is action wrestling entertainment after all. And he has a side headlock applied to Lunatank, and it seems like just almost every time D4 gets a side headlock applied, it turns into a back suplex. So maybe stop going for the side headlock.
1, 2,
You see that knee's bothering him.
3.
That brace, I'm sure that brace is providing a little bit of support to be able to just a clothesline there. You see that leg hurting. Oh my God, I don't want to know where he just got hit. It doesn't look like it was his stomach, if you know what I'm saying. And just taking shots to the back of the neck. And that one connected with the cranium, the skull. Lunatank is a man possessed.
3.
The only time he's ever, and he's using Sally. I'm telling you, they're gonna become best friends. So watch out for Lunatank and Sally.
6, 7.
Lunatank attacking the leg, and you can hear D4's excruciating experience unfold, but he manages to get out of the way of what would have been a very devastating move. And see, he's playing the smart game. D4 goes for the bloodbath. Not sure if he got all of it. D4 is playing his cards right. He wants to attack the legs of Lunatank, make it hard for him to stand up, hard for him to move, and in turn slow him down. And now D4 taking Sally out for a spin, and he just makes solid contact with the spine of Lunatank.
2.
D4, he's not
4.
ever
5.
one to just use weapons
6.
as much as possible. He's no Lunatank when it comes to that.
7.
But I'm telling you, he's stepped up his game,
8.
and he's ramped it up for this one, this finals match.
9.
And it looks like an overhead flipping kick. I think he got some sort of contact there on Lunatank. And see, with D4's height, if you can get someone in a sleeper hold and pull them back, it's going to be very hard for them because he's so short. And I'm sorry to say it, but he's very short. And the stalling suplex from Lunatank, if he can manage a sleeper hold on somebody and wrench it back to like his height level, it's going to apply even more pressure. So good thinking on the part of D4.
4.
And Lunatank, I just imagine, he's never, I mean, even earlier when he was fighting Nick Alexander, I don't think Nick Alexander was, as explosive with his offense and as quick and as agile. And I think definitely Lunatank and D4 is a good matchup because it's not every day that they see an opponent like each other. Lunatank going for a submission. D4 managing to fight out. And see, he's attacking the legs of Lunatank, trying to get his base out from under him. And D4 goes for the Hurricane Rana. And he gets high in the air, but there's the power bomb. And I think that one's just going to slingshot D4 all the way out of the ring.
1, 2.
And the
3.
ref starts his count. He's
4.
at 4. I imagine D4 can get up from this. Lunatank just slaps a hand on the back of D4. And he has a handful of hair and throws D4's face, oh my God, right into the side of that ring. Looks like he's trying to make him bleed like Nick Alexander bled. D4's not having it. And he throws mud. Lunatank just throw mud in the eye of D4. I'm telling you, Lunatank, you need to watch out for him because he's so smart. And he may not be the most technical he may not have the most technical skill inside this ring. But I guarantee you he's going to use every resource that he has at his disposal And more times than not, he's going to pick up a victory. And D4 taunting Lunatank and hitting that arm once again. That could be a story of this match. And we've seen this before from D4 going for the clothesline. But Lunatank has him in the chokeslam. And oh my God, he just got put on the ground.
1.
Look at the back. It looks like D4 may just be shaking right
3.
now.
4.
I don't know if he can get up from that.
5.
He looks like he may be having
6.
almost like a miniature
7.
seizure. It doesn't look like he's very in
8.
control of his nervous system right now.
9.
And it looks like he's gonna get up. Look at the back of him.
No.
And he can barely stand, and Lunatank is gonna use Sally. And there's the leg. He hit the leg. I think D4 can be done. Oh, he goes back to the leg. More punishment on the leg. More and more punishment. And Lunatank will do anything to win this match. I think this is his last resort. And D4 is begging. There's not much he can do. Looks like he's trying to crawl away from the. Oh my God, he just stomped D4's leg.
2.
He may even pass out from the pain at this point. And Lunatank
4.
looks like he's resting on his laurels.
5. 6.
Just nonchalantly.
7.
That's what makes him such a
8.
psychopath.
9.
The fact that he can do this
10.
to someone and have no remorse for it and just nonchalantly go about his day. And he keeps abusing D4. They're gonna have to cut his music. But
It's over.
I mean, luckily for him, this is just like shooting fish in a barrel right now. I mean, he's taking out future competition. I mean, if D4 gets hospitalized for a few months or so, it could very well mean a reign of terror for Lunatank. Let's get some replays going. A nice counter there from D4. He had Lunatank well scouted coming into this, and there's the meat sugar. But Lunatank with that package pile driver, so devastating. Watch this in slow motion. Watch the neck of D4. It just turned, and that doesn't look good for his spine. And this would be one of the high points. Look at the whole locker room in the background, just in shock and awe of what occurred. D4 put flat on his back. And Lunatank, the assault on the leg of D4, that's the story of the match. That's what put Lunatank, that's what booked him as the winner of the Quest for Gold stipulation champion. And at Quest for Gold, your main event will be a 20-minute Iron Man match for the AWE World Championship. You don't want to miss it.